Identify emotional core values to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. We're going to talk about why this is so important and such a strategic advantage for your business, as well as a 5-step process to actually go about implementing it and doing it and using it as a competitive advantage in your business. Well, why the heck do we want to know what our emotional core values are? Because first and foremost, we are emotional human beings within our organization, as well as every other human being on the planet. We do things based on how we feel, how things make us feel, our emotions, whether we want to admit it or not. And I'm an engineer by education and experience and application. And so for me, I always think I'm super objective, but the truth is I'm probably one of the most emotionally driven people that I know, because we all are. It's human nature. So why do we want to know and understand what our emotional core values are? Well, we're focusing on emotion all this month as part of and in alignment with the Be a Better You annual challenge. Because guess what? Your organization will only grow and build and supersize as quickly as you do, or as wisely as you step aside and let other people run with certain aspects of your business and get out of the way and not be the bottleneck. So why do we want to pay attention to emotional core values? I say, just like mindset and mental topics we talked about last month, it's one of those areas of business or related to business that is absolutely positively overlooked most of the time. Why? Because people think in business that they have to be very objective and fair and all the other things that we think we need to be in business. But the truth is, underlying all of it, every single human being is an emotional human being. Our customers make their first initial decision to buy from us or work with us based on emotion, and then they justify it with reason. Guess what? That's what everyone on the planet does. Every time we decide we want something, we want it first. We have the emotion that we want to have that thing because of how it's going to make us feel. And then we come up with all of the reasons and justifications for actually pulling the trigger and buying that thing, or hiring that coach, or going on that vacation, or buying that sports car, whatever it happens to be for us. It helps us to build boundaries to protect ourselves as a business, as an entity, as well as individuals. It attracts aligned relationships and people that we want to work with, right? If we're clear on what the core things, the core values are to our organization, and we let other people know that in the way we behave, in our actions, they will select us to do business with over the competition every single time. Why? Because people want to do business with people that they're in alignment with, especially at the core value level. It helps us to heal emotional wounds, and it helps us with intention. If our intention is to do good and make the world a better place, our customers know that. And the customers that want to make the world a better place too will do business with us. And it helps us to lead with inner integrity and deal with the stuff that the world dishes out to us in our businesses, and not worry about outside approval. We don't have to worry about the competition, because if we're being ourselves authentically and doing what we do for the people we're here to serve, we have no competition. All right. So what's this 5-step process to go about doing this? Identifying our emotional core values. Now, when we do it in the Be a Better You annual challenge, we just do it for ourselves. And if you don't have a group that you want to do it with in your organization, do it yourself for your organization, right? For your business. And ask yourself, number one, what are peak emotional moments that we have had as a business? Things that have gone really, really well for us. When we landed that whale client, when we got an award, when we had our best sales month ever or something, whatever high emotional events are for you. And then ask yourself, what did we feel in that moment? What did we feel when we got that award? What did we feel when we landed that client? What did we feel when we got a raving review from that client because we served them so well? And then why is that emotionally significant to us and to our business? Well, because guess what? Serving that one client really, really well led to 100 other clients that we serve really, really well, and set us as the leader in our industry. That would be a really good one, right? Number two, after we do this for key emotional events that were positive for us, we're going to flip the switch, and we're going to do it, and we're going to identify our pain points. We're going to identify the times that we were really, really upset or frustrated about something in our business, when the emotions like betrayal, anger, drained, lost, overwhelmed, anxious, any negative emotions popped up. We're going to ask ourselves as an organization, when did those come into play? And what emotions were missing or violated when that happened. Anybody had a business partner ever betray them and steal their business out from under them? Lots of us have. That would be one of those significant negative emotional events in business that we never forget. I have only had that happen once, and it will never happen again. What would have changed the emotional outcome of that? What could have changed the emotional outcome of that? Well, I learned from the experience so that it will never happen again. I know what signs to look for. I know what to look for. And most of us that have been through an experience like that are very, very cautious with who we align with after an event like that happens. Then step 3 is to look for patterns and recurring emotions in our experiences, both positive and negative. What are we seeing repeating itself? I shared in the Be a Better You on Your Challenge my experience with frustration. I used to define frustration as soon as something didn't meet my expectations, I would start to feel frustrated. Guess what? That meant I felt frustrated just about all the time, because how much in our business and in our life goes exactly as we expect it to? Virtually nothing, right? It's like expecting that everybody we offer our products or services to is going to say yes. That is just a ridiculous expectation. And anybody that sets us up for that is including ourselves, we're setting ourselves up for unnecessary upset and failure, right? So we're going to look for patterns, and then we're going to prioritize our top emotional values. Pick 3 to 5, because if you get beyond that, it gets really, really complicated really, really fast, especially in our organizations where there's so many of us involved in forming the culture and the emotional environment that we're working in. Prioritize the top ones and be specific and choose your language so that it makes sense for you. So instead of saying happiness is one of our core values, happiness at work, maybe it's peace. Instead of success, maybe it's recognition or significance. So because those are things that are more specific and we can actually control and take action toward. And then step 5, define what each value looks like in action. So what does, and usually it's something like incredible customer service. What does that look like for your organization? Providing incredible customer service, tailored customer service. What define specific things that looks like in action so that everyone's clear on it. So I challenge you to do that today. I challenge you to do this process for your business. Peak emotions, painful emotions, patterns, prioritize top 3 to 5, and then define what they look like in action so that you can actually incorporate them in your day-to-day actions of your business. All right, any questions? Hit me up and ask. Otherwise, make it an incredible day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.